Welcome to the 15th annual Dekalb SuperSpiel. We are super excited to be hosting this great event again. The Morris Curling Club is also the home of the Cargill Curling Training Center. It is our 5th year of year-round operation. We are the only 12-month training facility in Canada, and we're excited to invite you to join us anytime you want to come this way. We are also the National Training Center for the Canadian Deaf Sport Association of Canada. We invite you to visit our website, curlingtraining.ca, or you can give us a call at 204-746-2271, and we'd love to show you a good time.
At Dekalb, we're not holding back. We're gonna be your #1 canola seed. Just watch us. Dekalb, challenge the status quo.
Buying or selling a home shouldn't feel like slipping on the ice. The mother-daughter real estate team of DuMark Hancock brings the skills and experience learned from the curling button straight to the front door. With local expertise and award-winning results, they guide clients through every step of the process. For a free consultation, call 204-996-6600 today. They are proud supporters of the Morris Curling Club, celebrating teamwork, strategy, and community spirit. Together, this team helps families hurry hard to the finish line and make every move stress-free from end to end.
I want to thank you for not betting with Play Now and choosing my offshore gambling site instead. Because when you place a bet with me, I make money. Lots of money. Sure, sometimes you win a bet, but that doesn't mean I'm going to pay you. Well, not right away anyway. I mean, seriously, why would I do that? Money! So please, keep betting with me and not Play Now.
Play on Play Now instead. Manitoba's local, safe, and secure gambling site.
New at Asham, load up and go with our redesigned curling broom bag on wheels. This bag's all-terrain heavy-duty wheels glide with ease. Its solid construction is durable and fits all your curling gear. Check out our website at asham.com.
At Access Credit Union, we are dedicated to demonstrating leadership and commitment within the communities we serve. We love to connect with our members and partner up with local communities. We are a passionate organization that believes in investing in our communities for a sustainable future. Whether we are serving pancakes on a festival weekend or watching a movie under the stars with friends and neighbors, we know these are the interactions that matter. Access Credit Union, where you need us to be, in your community.
Asham Curling Supply.
Superior fit, comfort, and performance. Asham curling shoes are the best we've ever used.
Hi folks, I'm Arnold Asham, and our product is always satisfaction guaranteed or your money back.
Asham Curling Supplies. Online, in-store, and at the club.
Hello, I'm Nathan Friesen, and Super Thrifty is proud to sponsor the Dekalb SuperSpiel in Morris.
Come and discover the warmth and hospitality of Morris, home of the thrilling Morris Stampede. Nestled as the central hub on Highway 75, Morris is more than a town. It's a thriving nexus of business and community, with new industrial opportunities ready to break ground. Join us and make Morris your next investment.
Welcome to the 18th annual Dekalb SuperSpiel. My name is Norm Magnuson. I'll be doing both the play-by-play and I believe the color commentary, so just have to bear with having to hear one voice throughout this broadcast. There may be somebody else joining me at some point. And the game is underway. We got well-known Manitoba team Darcy Robertson and against the Kayla McMillian team. Kayla is from British Columbia. Darcy and her team are from Winnipeg, Manitoba. And first rock gone down the ice by Kayla McMillian's team. They put it in, looks like it's in the back 8 foot. And the game is on. So this is a opening where you could expect for it to stay wide open. The Robertson team has chosen right off the bat to go after it, so they're not going to force any issue in the first end. And earlier in the day, I broadcast another game where the first 2 ends were blank because they got a good feel for the ice and then really started to play the delicate shots after that. And then I'll try and keep track of 1 or 2 other games, in particular on Sheet C, which is another live stream game. You have Gray Withers from Alberta playing Christy Watling, who curls, I believe, out of East St. Paul. Got this the first hit for the Robertson team going down the ice, and looks like contact is definitely being made. A little roll to the outside, so moving into a fresh piece of ice for sure. I believe we just saw Laurentine throwing this rock. Wasn't sure I could read the name because the long hair covers up the name. So she made a nice hit and a little inside roll. I'll get the name straight as time goes. It doesn't look like, I'm not sure whether Darcy Robertson's actually out on the ice today or not. And we have throwing the rock now is Brooklyn Mickeljohn. He's throwing the second stone for the Robertson team. It's going down, no turn. Lots of rotation on this rock. It'll run straight in the spot that I'm broadcasting from watching the same sheet as I did earlier today. So it's probably going to be much the same. In the to determine the last rock, and we had it was quite fast ice. It was the same as what I timed on the 12 o'clock draw. So 15.5 seconds between the hogs gets you into the 4 foot for sure. At times I'm just gonna let you as the viewing audience just watch what's going on, and while I think of anything insightful to say, I'll add it. So we got Mickeljohn playing the hit on the outside, on the in-turn side. In the previous game here, there were very few throws into this area of the ice, so I'm not sure I can offer much insights on how this is going to run, but certainly the throw that's going down the ice is running straight. Not sure it's going to stick. It's going to roll, stays in play, I think, but rolls where it's not a non-factor. The Kayla and McMillian team, who all are from British Columbia. And Kayla has she's played in 2 Scotties for sure. She's a very capable skip, and I believe a couple of years ago she either won this event as Dekalb SuperSpiel or she was in the finals. And very accomplished curler. Looks like they're going to be just putting up a corner guard. We'll see whether the Robertson team decides to go around it. I didn't see the call, but I'm thinking by the ice that they're going to go to the other side, the open side. Well, there's another option being considered. I'll have to wait and see what they're choosing to do as they on Rhonda Barnes, who's in the hack, ready to throw. Yes, they're going into the open side. Looks like it's going to be very close. It's not. I'm not timing the rock here to give you any idea of the hog-to-hog time, but watching it go down, I could easily tell that the ice is as fast as it was at the 12 o'clock game. So I think the curlers will be very pleased with the quality of the ice and the ice surface. Earlier in the day, we certainly saw no problems with any real tricky spots on the ice, and it really came down to, as I often refer to it, as the errors or operator error as opposed to ice conditions. And I think the curlers will be really quite happy with the surface that the Morris Curling Club have putting on here for this particular spiel. It's certainly worthy of all the top teams coming here to Morris, Manitoba to play. An open hit, and it looks to me that a contact we made, but this is one spot that was a little straight on the in turn. They're trying to get the hit and roll, and it looks like it's just going to roll outside the rings, touch the board, so it's out of play. The McMillian team is looking to try and draw behind their corner guard and force the issue here. Going over just over the hog line, and from my vantage point it's curling just nicely around the guard. Get it to almost to the tee line, I believe. Yeah, just short of the tee line. And it is accessible, but you have to be a bit careful. So you can't throw a big weight at this one. It looks like ice is being called for a bumper weight shot. And when we talk about bumper weight for the viewing audience, maybe that haven't watched as much curling as others, it's really to the backboards. Often when we're watching games on television, it's referred to as board weight, and more important people over the years have called it board weight. I'm kind of an old timer, so I stick with the old-fashioned bumper weight, meaning just, as I say, past the hack to those backboards. You want to just quiet. If you hit, you're not going to roll very far. Darcy Robertson were their first rock, and it looks to me that it's going to be on touching the top yellow one, top guard, the one that they got behind. And the idea is Darcy's being very experienced and knows exactly how to play it in terms of margin of error, and she's hit the guard and rolled into the forefoot. So no matter what, she's going to have a wide open hit on her next one. So Dekalb McMillian is looking to get a nose hit here and make Darcy look at 2. Again, earlier today, watching this particular sheet, this spot ran very straight. If you had anything more than bumper weight, it ran straight down, right down the sheet until maybe it started to curl a bit when it got close to the house. So I fully expect that Kayla's rock will come to rest somewhere in the house when it's all said and done on this shot. But I might have just predicted something that isn't going to come to fruition. She just might be lucky to get it out of the house. I think she was either down in weight, and I think maybe more so just looked a little inside the broom from my vantage point. We have Darcy Robertson, who was a Canadian junior champ back in the 1980s. Has represented Manitoba frequently at the Scotties and mixed championships. And Darcy is an exceptionally smart caller of the game, and with her years of experience, she seldom makes an error that, in terms of what the strategy is, she really knows how to play the game. First time out on this wide intern, and she makes perfect nose hit. McMillian now in her delivery just released it at the hog line. Looks like she's definitely attempting to play I was about to say she was attempting to blank the end, but might have thrown it just a little bit too hard for that particular spot on the ice. I don't think she was really wide of the broom as such, but again, there's a few spots on this ice that if you overthrow it, it will run absolutely straight. So after the first end, we have the Robertson team scoring the single point.
Welcome to the 15th annual Dekalb SuperSpiel. We are super excited to be hosting this great event again. The Morris Curling Club is also the home of the Cargill Curling Training Center. It is our 5th year of year-round operation. We are the only 12-month training facility in Canada, and we're excited to invite you to join us anytime you want to come this way. We are also the National Training Centre for the Canadian Deaf Sport Association of Canada. We invite you to visit our website, curlingtraining.ca, or you can give us a call at 204-746-2271, and we'd love to show you a good time.
At Dekalb, we're not holding back. We're gonna be your #1 canola seed. Just watch us. Dekalb, challenge the status quo.
So the Robertson team opening up the second end with putting it deep into the back of the 4-foot, and McMillian, I believe, is going to try and place a corner guard, and that is the call. It's certainly going to make. It's going to come up very close to the position where McMillian wants it. Nicely over the hog line, getting onto the Dekalb logo. And that's a good position for that rock. And Darcy will try and be just short of the house on her call. And we got Kylie Lippens throwing lead rock for Darcy Robertson. Brooklyn Micklejohn throwing second, Rhonda Barnes at third, and of course Darcy calling the game, throwing the fourth stones. And the lead rock, his second lead rock, is on the way. It just seems to be hanging a little bit wide at this point, starting to curl now. Weight looks really nice. Comes to within about probably less than a foot difference in where Darcy ideally would like it to be. So that's really a nice shot. Just it's on the center line. It cannot be removed because of the free guard or the no tick rule. So foot and a half foot in front of the house, so to speak, and it's an ideal position. McMillian has asked for her lead second rock to just come into the house behind the corner guard. It's starting to make its move. And so the lead rocks were thrown by Lauren Laurentine, who is well known in the Manitoba curling circles as having curled as lead for Megan Zacharias when they won the Manitoba Canada Championships as juniors, and then curled 1 year with Jennifer Jones. Very, very talented player, and very recognized as one of the best brushers in the Canadian women's world of curling. This last rock that was thrown, there was something seemed to be on the ice at the other end. There's something's happening. I'm not sure what it is. I'm gonna speculate that maybe Laurentine, who was coming down the ice, might have had a contact lens issue, as some of the people. Now, I don't even know if she wears contacts. I'm just looking by the fact that the group of the little women at the other end were all looking at the ice surface to see if they could see and spot something, and I'm not sure what it was. So there's just a bit of delay here, technical timeout, so to speak. So they're trying to sort out exactly what's happening. So just a bit of a delay. And in the meantime, I can comment that the Gray Withers, Caitlin, and the Watling game, Christy Watling game, they haven't completed their first end yet, but Ray Withers has got 2 of her rocks in the house. And it appears to be drawing in to get her 3rd one in behind cover, so not sure if that is the last rock or whether Watling has the final rock. Be able to update you in a little while. And other games going on the ice, we have the Graham team from Virden, Manitoba, playing Sinnott, who comes from I think it's Chaska, Minnesota. So another, I think overall we have, I believe it's 5 total teams from the United States. And on one of other games going on here, we have Graham Freeman, who comes from Virden, I believe, and they're playing a team from Korea with the last name Kim. So we're still on a bit of a hold on here on our sheet. I'm just not sure what the delay was, or maybe it was something with a hack. So we can scrap the thought about a contact lens. I think it's an issue with the hacks. So I can see at the far end that they have removed one of the hacks temporarily, so they're going to have to try and secure it in a little better. So we're probably into a couple of, probably wouldn't be surprised a 4 or 5 minute delay while they try and freeze it into position there. And these hacks are easily removed, but sometimes they get a bit, might get a bit loose, and then they kind of can, when you're kicking out from the hack, you can actually dislodge the hack itself. So our ice maker Scott Churchill is performing some maintenance on the hack at the far end, and hopefully that won't be delayed too much longer. He has to just make sure it kind of freezes in place, but also don't want a big buildup of ice around it either. So it's in some ways a simple procedure, in other ways you have to have a bit of expertise, and which is only gained through experience on trying to fix these particular issues. Commentate a little bit on the Gray Withers and Watling game. Gray Withers is playing a guard. Might have overcurled a little bit from what she was wanting. Certainly guards access to the shot rock, but leaves open a raise. Now we're back to our game, and McMillian has asked her second. Lindsay Dubé to make a little tap back and remove the rock. She played it quiet as her rock stays in play. So Darcy Robertson is hoping to make a hit and roll on this corner guard. Darcy's not even considering making the run double. She wants to roll in front to provide extra protection, extra guard on her own rock that's at the back of the forefoot. And the rock looks like it's coming down very close to what she was asking for. The roll to block off one side of the button for sure. So the shot rock is, we would describe it as being accessible. It's not fully exposed, but a softer weight shot, control, what we typically call control weight, 10 seconds between the hog lines. When the throw is about to come down the ice. I think this is Dubé making the throw. It's got nice weight for the shot. Signal from Laurentine is maybe it's a little on the quiet side, but looks like it's going to clear the guard just fine. It was just fine, but nothing to spare. So now the Robertson team has, if you go back to the guard they just cleared off, they're basically playing the same shot. But now the rock is in the house, and they really do want to get the hit and roll behind cover, or hit it really thin and make the double. To make the double, it has to be hit very thin. So I think the call is for the hit and roll to in front of the yellow that's at the back of the forefoot. Probably making contact pretty well on the nose. Now, Dekalb McMillian has called for Brittany Tran to make the. I think she'll just want to go with the nose hit, but she doesn't mind rolling over to the top of the forefoot either. But I think she'd be happy with the nose. She's getting a little bit of a roll. Darcy is called again for a hit and roll to the top of the forefoot. So I expect this one to be I was about to say I expect it to be, running much the same as it did when taking the corner guard off. But they've changed to the intern, and this one will, if you have good, it's probably 9.5 second weight, will run absolutely straight. It's coming over the hog line and should get a bit of a roll out of it. Got a little more than she wanted. So they were kind of laying off it, thinking that it would stay straight all the way, but once it got to the hog line, it started to move. It was a bit late to get on it. I think Rhonda is saying she threw it softer than she wanted to. So now McMillian has this one on the edge of the forefoot. It's wide open. Typically she might want to roll a little bit to the outside if she possibly can, but she just has to judge it as it comes down and see what she's going to get out of it. So she is getting a bit of an outside roll. It's going to make the double very difficult. In fact, this would be a double that very few curlers could make. It's very, very flat. So Darcy may try. So Darcy could get this and roll it to the center line, and that would probably force Dekalb McMillian to draw down to it, and Darcy would then have enough room to get to the button and maybe take away or reduce the chances of a deuce being scored. So a lot of the times when people are looking at different options for the shot, it's having to look at what's going to happen if you make the shot the way you want to make it, what's left for the opposition. And Darcy has certainly got the experience to be able to call the shots with that in mind. What is she leaving for Dekalb McMillian, and what will Kayla likely do? So immediately Rhonda Barnes indicates it might be a little on the wide side, but then it's a little softer weight, so it's definitely curling. It might be curling too much to get the ideal roll. Needed to curl actually a bit more. So here's what doesn't surprise me that Kayla's calling for a draw to the top of the forefoot. She wants to actually touch the top of the button. And as long as she's not behind the tee line. I think both these teams played earlier, one of them played earlier today, so they know the ice is really quick. So this is a place where it's the amount of weight you throw is, you don't have much margin of error from being top of the forefoot to back of the forefoot. And McMillian definitely does not want to be in the back of the forefoot. So now we see McMillian's delivery, absolutely straight, well balanced. It's definitely not short, as the brushers aren't touching it at all. It's going to be very close to what she wanted, but I'm thinking it might be a little on the heavier side, a little heavier than she wanted. And unreal that it went between those two rocks. That is very strange. But there was enough room and it just happened. Now that leaves Darcy with a chance to remove the other yellow rock. I think she'll definitely be playing a quiet weight shot just to get it out of play. And if she can hit it on the nose, it'll remove any chance of a double. Now Darcy's contemplating going with the outturn draw to it. And now she, again, may not realize exactly how fast that particular spot is. So I think a lot will have to do with the brushers. They won't want to get on it too early until they're sure of what the fate is. Darcy's just about ready to make her deliver the rock. In my opinion, she's taken just a shade less ice than Kayla did. Pressures are on it. It looks to be much similar to weight to what Kayla just threw. So make contact with her own. So that was the spot on the ice that is just very, very fast. So Kayla's got what for her level, skill level, would be a fairly routine shot for a soft weight tap back and count two. She might be, I don't think she's looking at trying to do anything to get three. The two is a very makeable shot. Trying to get three is definitely a higher risk. Kayla's in the hack, ready to throw. And this spot on the ice with this turn, you could count on it curling for sure. Not necessarily a big sweeping curl, but it's going to curl. Once it gets over the hog line, it's definitely going to curl. Sweepers are right with it, and Rhonda's call, or Brittany Tran is trying not to jump the gun. No extra sweeping required. Nice shot for two, so after two ends, it's McMillian 2, Robertson 1.
Buying or selling a home shouldn't feel like slipping on the ice. The mother-daughter real estate team of DuMark Hancock brings the skills and experience learned from the curling button straight to the front door. With local expertise and award-winning results, they guide clients through every step of the process. For a free consultation, call 204-996-6600 today. They are proud supporters of the Morris Curling Club, celebrating teamwork, strategy, and community spirit. Together, this team helps families hurry hard to the finish line and make every move stress-free from end to end.
I want to thank you for not betting with Play Now and choosing my offshore gambling site instead. Because when you place a bet with me, I make money. Lots of money. Sure, sometimes you win a bet, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna pay you. Well, not right away anyway. I mean, seriously, why would I do that? Money! So please, keep betting with me and not Play Now.
Play on Play Now instead. Manitoba's local, safe, and secure gambling site.
Okay, welcome back to the Morris Curling Club and the Dekalb SuperSpiel. We've got Caleb McMillian with 2 and Robertson with 1 after 2 ends. Robertson has the hammer now on the third end. The first rock that Lauren Laurentine put in is just in front of the house, and I believe it is touching the center line. Can't really tell from my vantage point. If it is touching the center line, then it's in the no-tick room. So, now the lead, Lippens, her rock that she's throwing down here, she was originally, I believe, hoping to go around the Yellowstone, but it started to curl really early on her. Not sure what happened, and I think she's actually going to tap up the yellow, so it's going to be in the house. And now they're having a little discussion as to, they can, so because it was on the center line, Caleb McMillian has the right to return it to where it was resting before the rock hit it. Some might have been chosen just because the way it was situated, one in front of the other, on a bit of an angle. The Caleb could have left it just the way it was after contact was made, and would have had a staggered guards to go around. Here she is playing to come around her own guard, and this one is seems to be tracking a little bit and probably going a little deeper into the house than she might have wanted. Stops just basically biting the back forefoot, and now Darcy's going with exactly the same turn that just seemed to curl really hard on Lippens, Kylie Lippens' first rock. She needs about 10 feet more weight to make this particular shot, and assuming it's going to curl the same. Release and weight on this one seem really good. This is on pretty wide ice, so I don't know what it's going to have for speed, whether it'll hold the speed right to the end. Its speeds really seem to be coming off. Might be able to get it to the top 8 foot at this point, which actually would be a real good shot. It's just short of the house, but it's very useful down the road. So in that last shot by Lippens, going really wide, probably onto ice that wasn't used during the pre-game warm-up or practice. So just a tiny bit heavier than in other spots on the ice. So we now have Dubé's shot going out-turn draw, and I think the call was for it to go around, but it could end up being tapping that one that's on the center line we talked about before under the no-tick rule. And I was just thinking it was a little light of what was asked and curled quite a bit. So Robertson's going to call for removal of the yellow stone that's on the center line, open it up. Very possible for her to make this shot, for Meiklejohn to make this shot, remove the yellow and roll over and to the right hand side and be in the 12-foot circle. It's getting awful close to the guard from what I can tell. She's clear of the guard. She's going to get a little bit of a roll. Is it enough to hang on? Yes, I believe it is. And then it twisted itself back on into the 12-foot. So Caleb McMillian was first looking to just a pure draw, but whether it was feedback from the team at this end of the ice getting ready to throw, or she looked at the other option of playing the hit on the red rock that's just biting the edge of the 12-foot on the right-hand side, playing the hit, getting the roll towards the center. Definitely making contact, and it's going to be a big roll. And pretty much what she was hoping to get. Excellent roll. So Darcy Robertson here would have a couple of choices, a couple of options. And knowing Darcy, she likes to keep the front open, make sure that she's got a shot on her last one. And so she's looking to remove that yellow guard. And if she gets it, hits it really exactly right where the broom is, so she's throwing an intern at it. She hits it right where the broom is. The shooter would roll off, and the yellow rock has a good chance of pushing the red rock into the house. But nonetheless, both front guards could be removed. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. Again, just maybe a little extra weight, but it looked to me like just a little extra push as she was trying to release the rock. So, but nonetheless, it opens up the front, and that was the primary objective. We have Brittany Tran throwing what I believe is her first stone of the third end, and looks like the call all the way was for a guard, and the path that it's on looks like it'll be a real good guard. Now it's going a little deeper. This may have been the call, I'm not sure, but that position right there is going to make any double very, very difficult. So Darcy Robertson is looking at raising her own red rock, and that's the only way there's a chance of making any double. And also, by playing this red rock, it's very makeable as a run back, but it's one that you can open up your options for your last shot. Hit it rolling out. We've opened up the front. Wanda Barnes and her first rock of the end. Oh, just missed it. Looked good most of the way down. So that was not the result they were hoping for. And now Kayla can really apply a lot of pressure and reduce the scoring zone for Darcy's over the next shot by Rhonda, or for Darcy Robertson. So this time I think that Kayla definitely doesn't want to be any deeper than the top 12. So that one slid a little deeper. When it crossed the hog line, I didn't think it would get any more than top 8. So now you're looking at 4 yellow rocks virtually in a line. So this is getting to be a critical point for a straight run back to try and remove some yellow rocks. It's a good shot by Rhonda, so it opens things up. So certainly still an advantageous position for Kayla McMillian to be in. She'll obviously want to guard her red rock that's on, or her yellow rock that's just behind the button. But she does not, in this case, doesn't want a long guard. She'll want a guard that's pretty close to the houses. And maybe even top 4 foot. But the air is definitely on the light side. You do not want to be behind the tee line in a shot like this. Definitely starting off on a great path, but this one just suddenly started to curl a little quicker than maybe expected. Maybe tiny bit longer guard than she was planning on throwing. So it kind of opens up a path for Darcy to get to the shot rock. Darcy's getting ready in the hack, and front end are just chatting a bit about sweeping and brushing and being aware of what Darcy's throwing. Starting off on a good path for sure. Brushes are working real hard on it. I know they're getting it into the house. I can tell that from where I'm sitting. It's getting close to the guard or to the button. And I think she's shot rock. Darcy is shot rock. She would have liked that to be a little bit more to the right, dead on the other one. But that's anytime you can make a shot to the button, you've done very well. So now Kayla is playing essentially the same shot, but she does, I believe, she definitely wants to come up to Darcy's red rock. She may want to move it. This could be a tricky shot in terms of weight. Sometimes anything that's any kind of draw that's overthrown in this spot tends to hang out a fair bit longer. see as this progresses down the ice. Looks like a nice clean release, lots of rotation. Front end brushers are confident of the weight at this point. She's definitely not heavy. That is, she may get there. She's going to be very close to just a great looking shot at this point. I think she's made it. Did she move the red one back far enough to be line 2? I don't believe so. I think that red is the second shot. But it is hard to tell. So Darcy has to make a draw essentially to cover the pinhole itself. So this is a higher level shot. Before, Darcy was only needed to be touching the button, which is the white part. Now we have to get right to the very center of the white, and there's very little room for error. Other than the fact she can come up to the yellow that's in the back of the button. So she has exactly the same weight as she had on her first one. She should be it's definitely makeable if she touches that back yellow. So this one was a little wider, I think, and it just not going to carry quite as well. So this particular sheet seems to be a little heavier if you go really wide, maybe just fresher, what's referred to as fresher ice. Anyway, I think it's a score of 1 for the McMillian team. After the commercial break, we'll be able to verify that.
New at Asham, load up and go with our redesigned curling broom bag on wheels. This bag's all-terrain heavy-duty wheels glide with ease. Its solid construction is durable and fits all your curling gear. Check out our website at asham.com.
At Access Credit Union, we are dedicated to demonstrating leadership and commitment within the communities we serve. We love to connect with our members and partner up with local communities. We are a passionate organization that believes in investing in our communities for a sustainable future. Whether we are serving pancakes on a festival weekend or watching a movie under the stars with friends and neighbors, we know these are the interactions that matter. Access Credit Union, where you need us to be, in your community.
Asham Curling Supplies.
Superior fit, comfort, and performance. Asham curling shoes are the best we've ever used.
Hi folks, I'm Arnold Asham, and our product is always satisfaction guaranteed or your money back.
Asham Curling Supplies. Online, in-store, and at the club.
Hey, so welcome back to the fourth end of the Robertson McMillian game. And as I left you after the third end, I indicated that McMillian had counted 1. In fact, it's gone up on the scoreboard as Darcy Robertson having counted 1. So my eyesight needs some improvement. And Darcy in the fourth end put their first rock into the house. So McMillian will follow the same essential plan as she had on N2 when she did score a 2. Getting a corner guard up. This time she's choosing to go to the left-hand side, and this is the first time that we've seen either team try and play corner guards or play to the left-hand side of the sheet. And when I'm saying the left hand, I'm looking at it the way I'm sitting, so away from to the home end. And that one curled probably a little more than expected, a little more than it did when they played it to the right-hand side of the sheet. So Robertson's wanting this on, touching the center line to take advantage of the no-tick rule. So Lipin's delivery is on the way. It looks like it might make it all the way into the house, which is got it to the center line perfectly. It's going to be frozen, so it's going to be hard to remove from there. There's Laurentine is coming around the corner guard. And is very nicely behind it. So Lauren is playing lead, has been playing lead various teams for a number of years now, and is considered an excellent lead. And definitely, in my opinion, will be, if she doesn't stay with the McMillian team in the future years, she'll be finding a new home with another high-level team within the foreseeable future. She's a very high-level curler. And as I said earlier in the broadcast, that she's also recognized as one of the top brushers in the women's game. John made a draw to sort of come behind it. I think ideally she was hoping to do an angle freeze on the McMillian rock. So a little deep, but I think she's out. I thought she was out counting it, but Caleb McMillian just indicated the yellow is better in terms of being closer to the button. Now they're going to try, and McMillian's team is going to try and remove at least one of these red rocks. I don't think there's no way of removing both of them, because I think the top red would jam on the outside yellow. So this is just an attempt to remove one, get a bit of a roll to where you can get some possible future advantage out of it. Very much like that. Darcy is looking at maybe hopefully getting a small outside roll to this, but not a lot. I don't think it's going to be hitting it on the outside. It might come to the inside part. And there's nothing wrong with that particular end result. Makes the double in the front two reds is very difficult at this point, because it could easily jam. So I don't know if Kayla's thinking of getting the double in the front two reds. She's took a quick look, and I think sees a way that hitting the top about 3/4 of the top red might get the one at the back as well. See what's going to happen. This one seems to be tracking on the outside portion. So Robertson is counting one, and they're looking at where's the best place to get second shot. So they're looking at coming around the corner guards, ideally very close to the yellow one that's in the house. But even at this point, if she comes to the back, her own back red, then she's going to have something to herself to come back to later on after if Kayla goes after it. So ideally she would like to be angle frozen to the yellow that's behind the yellow guard. And Rhonda Barnes is just about to release her rock. Looks like she's don't think she's got any risk of being too close to the guard. It's really starting to curl now. So the Robertson team front end, when they're trying to make a rock curl, you'll notice they have a slightly different technique. They do a more slow movement of the brush in the direction they want it to curl, and a lot of teams try and do what's called knifing. So they do more of a motion that you take one swipe in the direction you want it to curl, lift the brush right off the ice, and then get it back in position. Usually in every end in a game there's a critical shot that needs to be made, and right now Darcy and her third Rhonda Barnes are looking at one of those situations where this is a very important shot for Rhonda to be just maybe 3-4 feet lighter than her previous one. She needs to get frozen to the back yellow. Definitely looks lighter from my perspective. Darcy's calling the brushers on. So you got just made a bit more adjustment than she needed to make. When the ice is this keen, quick, it's not much difference in actual momentum and how much weight you put on the rock to make quite a difference in the distance it travels. So she was being cautious not to be too heavy, and just expression is pull the string. McMillian's rock, Brittany Trans making a nose hit here, and Darcy's likely going to have to try and hit something here. There's a makeable double. She also has the freeze to the back. And Darcy's not afraid to try the freeze. So if you're looking at situations like this, you're trying to minimize minimize the damage. So there's two ways of doing it. Now Rhonda has taken a close look at it as, can you make the double? And the answer, in my opinion, is yes, the double is makeable. And Darcy so they're rethinking doing the freeze. The freeze, you've got to come through that narrow port, and might be more of a challenge. Either shot is a good shot but Darcy does have to get the roll towards the one that's on the my left-hand side of the sheet, Rhonda's left-hand side of the sheet. Darcy will be looking at it from her end, so from her perspective, she has to roll to the outside. And there's room past that guard for making that shot, but it's not a lot of room. So there's a risk in both options that Darcy's looking at. Taking a fair bit of time to decide on this particular shot. This is a shot that, looking at it from Darcy's end, it's very makeable to, and a routine to make contact with this top red, but to make the double, she's got to hit less than a quarter of the rock that she's shooting at, and she's going to be close. She's going to be close to it. And I guess that's about all I can say, is she was close to it. I thought she actually had it. So she'll be disappointed that she was so close to making it. So now Kayla is looking to where is her advantage. And didn't see what she actually called, but by the ice she's taking, I believe she's trying to come behind the red rock that's maybe 6 feet in front of the house, and try and probably leave a little bit of it exposed. And that'll force Darcy to make a freeze of some kind. The other option is putting it absolutely wide open, and then if you put it almost where Kayla, Brittany Tran is standing right now, if you ended up in that line on the tee line, then Darcy would be forced to play the hit. Kayla's looking at putting maximum pressure on Darcy to make her last shot at the end, and Kayla has the final stone. Surprised that looked like it had plenty of weight when it left her hand. So Kayla won't be pleased with that one, because and I'm not sure whether it picked or something caused it to slow down, or anyway, it seemed that there was a lot of weight when she let it go. So now Darcy definitely has an opportunity to get a rock in good position where it'd be difficult for Kayla to get to. But she also has to keep in mind what she just saw from Kayla's shot. And she's actually taking she's taking a bit more ice than Kayla started with. Darcy's ready in the hack, just cleaning her rock. Looks like a good solid delivery. It's also going to be light, I think. Again, it went very much like Caleb McMillian's previous shot. Turned out being a little bit light and curled really hard. If she had not made, if Darcy had not made contact with that yellow rock, she would have definitely made it into the house. And my guess is would have actually come far enough to be shot stone. So she didn't miss the weight as much as the line just suddenly changed for both those rocks. McMillian is going a lot further out. She's got good weight counts to make a count of 3. So now after 4 ends, we're looking at McMillian with 5 and Robertson with 2. We'll be back after the commercials.
Hello, I'm Nathan Friesen, and Super Thrifty is proud to sponsor the Dekalb SuperSpiel in Morris.
Come and discover the warmth and hospitality of Morris, home of the thrilling Morris Stampede. Nestled as the central hub on Highway 75, Morris is more than a town. It's a thriving nexus of business and community, with new industrial opportunities ready to break ground. Join us and make Morris your next investment.
Here we have Lauren Laurentine leading off the 5th end of play after the McMillian team just scored a 3-ender. And it looks like they're playing this one to get into the house. They didn't want to leave anything short of the house in case Darcy Robertson decides to use it to go around. So Darcy's calling for a corner guard. Lippens has got her rock on the way. It's going across the center Dekalb logo sign. And looks like it's going to be a good corner guard. It's definitely making the hog line. And maybe might be some difference of opinion of how good it is when it's that far in front of the house, because there's so much curl late that it's easy. This one's easy to get around. Even if you make the perfect come around with a draw, it'll be easy to take it out with a bumper weight shot. So now we got Laurentine being asked to put one, and I'm guessing this time she wants it either. Kayla's indicating right on the button. So Kayla's wanting to keep the play in the center of the rings and wide open. He's definitely making it to the center line. Will probably cross the center line and be in the 4-foot. Darcy's going to try and take advantage of that corner guard and get it into the 12-foot. In this situation, you want that rock that Lippens is going to throw. You want it to be as just biting the top 12-foot, no more than a rock in. This looks like it has the weight. And it'll start to curl pretty soon. And the rock slipped through the house. So some people might wonder why there was any brushing at all. In that situation, the brushing was there to try and make it curl. And probably with that particular method of brushing, wouldn't have been that significant in terms of off the distance. The objective was trying to make it curl. And maybe if it curled more, it might have got on a little heavier ice. Now we got McMillian with Dubé's first rock of the end, trying to put a nice guard on. Looks like it's definitely going to be a guard, probably getting into the house. And in good position. Robertson is calling for trying to make the double, and probably, hopefully, virtually just sticking right there. So Nickel-John's rock is on the way. It's curled a bit going to the other side, but probably will stay in play. So that might not have been the A outcome, but definitely is an important outcome when you can force the other team to have to make a shot. They want to get rid of the red rocks. The center one on the 4-foot is open there for a hit and roll or a tap back and create some backing. Red rock is McMillian's team managed to get the red rock out, move another rock into the 8-foot. Darcy has called for the hit and roll remove the one from the 4-foot, roll over, possibly freeze to the McMillian stone. And, excellent to group the stones on one side of the sheet. Brittany Tran now will throw an in-turn hit. And I think ideally they want to roll a little towards the center line. This one looks like it might just be a nose hit. Barnes has made the double, so it's Kayla's got one yellow rock, and she's gonna. I was gonna say it's gonna come around the corner guard, but that was a bit presumptuous, since she's asking Brittany Tran to remove the corner guard. And my guess is that she'd want Brittany to roll out entirely, so remove it and have the yellow rock that's going down the ice not even stay in play. So in terms of the different options there, that right way to miss. In this case, Brittany, if she was going to miss, that was the right way. You could play it, and mentally sometimes you do fall into the trap of throwing it a little bit more towards the rock you're trying to hit, and you get to make a nose hit, and you set up a better corner guard for the opposition to come behind. So Rhonda Barnes is now going to try and take advantage of that corner guard. I think she's got the distance. I don't know as an observer of what's going on. I'm surprised that one was short as well. Just like coming this way, I was kind of surprised that a couple of rocks were short. Now Kayla is looking to come around the corner guard, but Brittany is talking Kayla into just keeping it wide open. If Kayla came around the corner guard and was deep, then Darcy can either freeze to it or take it out and roll better behind the corner guards. So this way it forces Darcy to play something where she has to get a perfect roll to get the advantage. So Kayla's not giving an easy opportunity for Darcy Robertson to take advantage of those corner guards. So I just was able to get a good time using my stopwatch on hog-to-hog time, and there's no real difference in what the weight is for draws around the middle of the ice. From the start of the game to now, it's much the same. So as to why we've seen 3 rocks come short, it's a puzzle to me from behind the glass. Those that are out on the ice will probably be seeing something a little bit different, and will be reminding themselves on certain spots on the ice that is probably just that particular spot or path that it crosses as it goes about halfway down the sheet, where 3 rocks have suddenly seemed to slow down. So Darcy's looking at the hit and roll. Their Robertson team is taking a moment here to consider different options for this particular shot. I think they're mostly trying to determine the right weight, because there is a possibility to make the hit and roll behind the corner guards, but you have to have the right weight. And with Darcy's experience, she'll certainly know what the right weight is for the shot. And she's probably being very wise to go down to the other end. Originally she was looking at the hit and roll in front of the other yellow, but here she can afford to roll and stay biting the 8-foot and be totally under cover. So she's looking probably at a 10-second hit for those that do hog-to-hog timing, typically referred to as control weight. Darcy's in the hack, ready to throw, and I'm sure the brushes are going to come into play on this particular shot. It seems a little quieter than she was intending to throw, so I think they're going to have to brush it early. And this is the spot when your little light might curl. Didn't really. It's yeah. I think she underthrew the weight. I thought it might even curl more than that, and she'd end up getting the original call shot, which was to roll over in front of the other yellow one. McMillian's rock is going down the ice. It's definitely making contact, and she's going to get some kind of roll and stay in the house. So she's the one that gets the roll behind the corner guards, leaving a draw to the 8-foot for Darcy Robertson. And Darcy's experience on these kind of shots, she should be a good bet if bets were allowed. Good bet to make this kind of shot. Just needs a draw to the 8-foot. She's got 2 good brushers. Darcy looks pretty good, but I think they're going to have to brush this one. Should make it for the single point. All good. So, I believe at the end of the fifth end now, we're looking at a 5-3 game in favor of McMillian. So we'll be back after the commercials with the sixth end.
Welcome to the 15th annual Dekalb SuperSpiel. We are super excited to be hosting this great event again. The Morris Curling Club is also the home of the Cargill Curling Training Center. It is our 5th year of year-round operation. We are the only 12-month training facility in Canada, and we're excited to invite you to join us anytime you want to come this way. We are also the National Training Center for the Canadian Deaf Sport Association of Canada. We invite you to visit our website, curlingtraining.ca, or you can give us a call at 204-746-2271, and we'd love to show you a good time.
At Dekalb, we're not holding back. We're gonna be your #1 canola seed. Just watch us. Dekalb, challenge the status quo.
I think we're back on live here. And Robertson was wanting this rock getting to be short of the house, touching the center line. Unfortunately, it has slipped into the ring, so McMillian will play to just remove it. For those of you who are not familiar with Dekalb McMillian and what our team has accomplished this year, they won the Morris Icebreaker Spiel at the end of August, and the team that they beat to win that final was Christina Black from Nova Scotia, who is in the curling trials final against Rachel Holman. And then they lost the semifinal in a Tier 2 Spiel in October, and then the curling pre-trials, they lost a best-of-3 final, 2-1 against Selena Sturmey. So they're certainly a very competent team, and they're showing it here in their play today. The score is 5-3, and they have the hammer on the sixth end. Robertson has asked her lead to put the rock on the front of the house on the center line again, and this happens to be spot on the ice that is quick. It's faster than throwing. The outturn seems faster coming home than the inturn seems to be. I think this one is going to stop in front and will be touching the center line. So, did it? It might have just. Don't know if it is touching the center line or not. Nonetheless, McMillian has asked her lead Laurentine to come around it, put it in the top 4 at the deepest. Upon release, this looked a little heavier than top 4, but they're brushing it, so I'm only an observer. I'm not on the ice. Coming over the hog line, definitely getting to the house. There's no doubt about that. And maybe didn't curl quite as much as they expected. Oh, there it goes. So top 4, just like it was asked. So Robertson is looking to, I believe, to freeze to it. Robertson's second is just rubbed a guard, but actually gets to freeze against the yellow rock that's on top of the forefoot almost exactly. Rock ended up almost exactly where Darcy wanted it, despite the little rub. So. Caleb McMillian wants to move those rocks around that are in the yellow that's biting the forefoot. She wants to have her second hit the red one firm enough that it removes the yellow from play, and then that frees up for removing the red later on. This is Lindsay Dubé, who's throwing the stone. She's definitely going to move things around, no doubt about that. There it's starting to curl, so contact is being made. Oh, they waited too long to call the brushing. You can see by Kayla's expression that she I think will take responsibility for not calling the brushing just maybe 5-6 feet earlier might have been enough to get it by that red. So I think Darcy's calling for this one to be definitely short of the house. I don't think she wants it in. It's got a lot of rotation on this rock, and it's just it's kind of holding the line longer, but it's going a little deeper than I think they wanted. Now I think they're going to throw a bigger weight. She still pretty well has to. I don't know if she can hit this top one on the nose. If she hits it on the nose, there's a possibility that both reds will disappear. But she'd also be very happy if the front guard is removed. And this one's coming down with the momentum that it needs. That's at that weight to move that other rock, like probably less than a foot. That's hitting it pretty thin. So you can just factor in yourself how close she was. I'm saying less than an eighth of an inch, maybe a 16th of an inch from getting by that top red. So Darcy gets an opportunity to put another rock in the front. This one's going to come deep as well. I shouldn't say deep, but deeper than they wanted. This rock will be coming down with some momentum as well. There's definitely going to be red rocks removed, and my guess 2 of them will be removed. So the Robertson team is looking as to what is their best option for this particular shot. And Darcy's looking at the hit and try and roll behind their own red rock. And that, to me, also is their best option. They have to do something with that rock. And because it's the other is you can play the raise on your own. I think so they're sort of looking at a quiet weight tap back kind of shot to get the red one just bump back to the yellow. So there's kind of no, I don't think there's any way of freezing to the yellow stone except doing it this way. So that's obviously what they've chosen that they need to do is a little tap back freeze. And let's see, then they'll figure out what to do with their next shot after Kayla plays. Because they can always come around the corner guard and force McMillian to take one. Weight on this one's going to be pretty close. And making it curl, that's for sure. So we're looking at McMillian team's looking at making a double. And in our game with Gray Withers against Watling, the score is 5-3 after 5 ends for the Gray Withers team. Okay, the rock as it's coming down the ice, if it's going to make contact, it's going to be very thin. It could be interesting way that came about. So now Darcy's going to play to freeze to the one, the yellow at the back of the forefoot. That was so close to be, last shot by Brittany Tran was so close to being perfect for what they wanted, but again, maybe a quarter inch would have definitely made contact with the other red, and instead of just the sliver that it did. So Robertson rock is on the way, brushers are on it. The weight is going to be close. And I think they need to continue going on it. Get some, hopefully they get the curl here right at the end. A lot of other rocks at this spot have really curled a lot the last foot and a half. So close to perfection. So McMillian and Tran are looking at the different options for their shot. They could play the freeze, but my guess is when the dust settles, they'll make sure the red one is removed from play, the red one that's in the forefoot. I'm sure they'll want to remove it from play, so whether they stick right there or try and get a little outside roll. My guess is that McMillian will prefer to get a roll slightly to the outside, but make sure that she is shot rock. So a foot roll to the left-hand side of the sheet. So McMillian Rock is coming down the ice. Definitely going to make contact, and I think he will get a little outside roll. Yeah. Barnes and Robertson are looking at what's the best way to play this shot. You want to make it a difficult shot for McMillian on her last one. So I believe they're going to want to roll exactly where Rhonda's just positioned her rock. Her brushes, she tapped the back of the forefoot, rolled sideways. I think that would, it's hard to say whether they'll try and force Kayla into playing a double, or do they want her to try and draw. My guess is that if Darcy gets the roll that she wants, that'll encourage Kayla to go after the double to reduce any chance of Darcy stealing two. Yeah. I've just got a visitor here who might be signing in. So, looks like Darcy got a little bit of a roll, but would have wanted a bit more. So now McMillian has basically this is an absolute wide open hit. Can afford to roll a few inches to one side and has about a 3-foot possibility rolling to the other side. So for her level of skill and ability, this would be a fairly routine hit for one. Kayla's on the way. I think she's fine. It looked maybe a little on the tight side as she let it go, but I think she's fine. They're brushing it just to make sure. So that makes the score 6-3 after 6 ends of play. We'll be back after the commercials.
Buying or selling a home shouldn't feel like slipping on the ice. The mother-daughter real estate team of DuMark Hancock brings the skills and experience learned from the curling button straight to the front door. With local expertise and award-winning results, they guide clients through every step of the process. For a free consultation, call 204-996-6600 today. They are proud supporters of the Morris Curling Club, celebrating teamwork, strategy, and community spirit. Together, this team helps families hurry hard to the finish line and make every move stress-free from end to end.
I want to thank you for not betting with Play Now. Boop. And choosing my offshore gambling site instead. Because when you place a bet with me, I make money. Lots of money. Sure, sometimes you win a bet, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna pay you. Well, not right away anyway. I mean, seriously, why would I do that? Money! So please, keep betting with me and not Play Now.
Play on Play Now instead. Manitoba's local, safe, and secure gambling site.
I think we're back to live action here, and we've got Robertson's rock at the, or I should say Kayla McMillian's rock at the back end of that sheet, back 12 foot. And so Lippens again is trying to get a corner guard. It's been the standard plan for Robertson in this game to get that corner guard on that side, but this one happens to be getting a little on the deep side, may in fact slide into the house. It's a fine line between the corner guard being where it should be, just a little deeper than the logo, and getting into the house. So Laurentine has been asked to remove it, and this throw looks really good. It might need a little brushing at the end, because this is where it sometimes starts to curl. So just being a little cautious, and Lauren makes the shot, rolls a little bit in. So Darcy's wanting the corner guard again. She desperately would like to count 2 on this end. Ideally, I'd like to count 3. The score being 6-3, Darcy doesn't want to be any more than 1 down, trying to steal that on the coming home end. So Lippens is playing the longer corner guard, and I'm not sure they're going to get it across the line. I think they did. And although this one's a lot longer, it can be still fairly effective, because you could actually come behind the corner, the yellow one that's behind the corner guard. Robertson could still actually draw behind that and be totally buried. So Kayla's trying to bring the play into the middle, get a rock in the middle of the house, and keep Darcy away from utilizing the corner guard. Certainly mission accomplished on that one. So the yellow rocks are spread out. So Darcy's choosing to try and get that one behind the, just if she can tuck it in and just a little behind the corner guard, or the yellow one that's almost biting the 8 foot. It's not an easy shot, but if you make it, it's going to be very difficult for Kayla McMillian team to remove it. At this point, everything looks like it's got a good possibility of getting by that yellow one, and then will it curl enough at the end? Just rubbed it, unfortunately. Now we have Dubé throwing her second stone at the end. Kayla McMillan's asked for it just simply to be removed and My guess here is they would be quite happy if Dubé actually rolls out after making contact with the rock. So now there's 4 rocks in the house. And at this point, it doesn't really matter how many yellow rocks are in the house. You want to, the objective is to eventually count 2 red, and these ones, so I think it was Kevin Martin used to say, these ones at this point in time are your friends. So if you can freeze up against those 2 yellow ones, this one definitely is going to get there. That curled there really well from the hog line in. So I think McMillian here will likely choose to hit it, even if it means removing 2 of her own. So Brittany Tran is going down to look at the situation as well, and it is well worth it. Sometimes you wonder why the third or any player wants to go down the ice. The skip, technically, giving credit to the skip, should know exactly how it should be hit, but it's different when you take a look at it yourself as the thrower, and it's just the way these rocks are positioned. It's going to be hard to remove the red one. I don't think you can remove the red one entirely without taking at least 1 yellow and maybe 2. So it's whether you want to risk getting rid of 2 yellows, and in this circumstance, being 3 up, I think you want to. It's worth that risk. So now Laurentine is going down to see what her opinion is, and recall the year that she was playing with Jennifer Jones. There was more than once that they called Lauren in to take a look. She used to skip high-level junior teams in Nova Scotia, I believe it was, or Prince Edward Island, somewhere in the Maritimes. And so she's certainly got the experience of seeing it from both ends, both the calling it end and from the throwing end. So they're throwing good weight at it. I thought they might be throwing more solid than this, so they obviously want to try and stick around. And a nose hit would achieve that. It opens up the red one for removal on the next shot, but also leaves Darcy a chance to freeze to these two Yellowstones, which looks like that's what she's going to call. Another well-positioned rock. There's no way of removing both red rocks in one shot, so you know that it'll take at least 2 shots to get rid of both reds. I think in this situation too, you want to hit the one that's a little closer to the button. Looks like they're curling into the one that I think it's wiser for them to hit. And they got a good result out of it. They got rid of one and totally exposed the other one. So that's going to leave Darcy with. It still leaves Darcy with some options, and she's looking at hitting the top one that's on the top button and rolling towards the one that's in the 8-foot. But it has to be hit fairly thin. So Rhonda Barnes is getting ready to throw. Well, she made a great shot on that one. She does leave the second yellow in play, but there's a tremendous opportunity now to assure yourself of that Darcy Robertson is going to have an opportunity to score 2. Of course, it's assuming that McMillian doesn't make this double, and it is you got to hit it pretty thin to make the double, but it's there. While McMillian team is deciding on what shot to call, I want to acknowledge some of the sponsors. And special thanks go to the live stream sponsors, those that are making this broadcast possible. Asham Curling Supplies, Access Credit Union, Valley Super Thrifty Pharmacy, Play Now Sports, the Town of Morris, Big Wave Foods, and the Dumark Hancock Real Estate Team, making this broadcast possible. And I'm pleased to have the opportunity to broadcast this game. And earlier at the earlier draw today, my longtime curling buddy and well-known curling newscaster Resby Coots and I did a game together. And I understand this evening we got Matt Zacharias, I think, will be, did I get that right, doing the broadcast in the evening time.
And I'm just kind of hanging out here, getting the ropes from Norm here. And hopefully you can join me for some of the rest of the games this evening. This is Matt Norris, chair of Dekalb.
Yeah. Sorry, I apologize. I think I called you Matt Zacharias. I was thinking too much about somebody else. I called Zacharias early in the game. Yes, Matt Norris. Earlier in the week, I called him Zach Norris, which he accepted that as a compliment because that's his son.
Going off of my son Zachary Norris, who's playing at 6 p.m. on, I think, Sheet C.
So he'll play on Sheet C later this evening?
Yeah.
It's always fun when you can watch your kids do their favorite sport.
It looks like the last shot there. How does she do?
So Darcy is, I think it's Darcy's first rock of this end. So she's looking a way of trying to preserve her 2. I don't think the opportunities for 3 are that great, but certainly has an opportunity for 2.
Do you think she's going to try and float it out a little bit or try to stay up on top after the double?
On this one, on her shot?
Yeah.
I think she's, I don't know. With this amount of ice, I think she's just playing a freeze.
Freeze right up on top?
Right
Agreed?
on top of, trying to freeze to it. Because even the double is difficult. And, but if she can freeze to it, then the opportunity, the natural shot that Caleb McMillian will play is to try and play a hit. And if it's not done perfectly, it might hang around as well. So I'm thinking that she's, if anything, maybe tap it back a few
just
inches,
a little bit.
But,
you're right.
But I think this is ice for the draw.
She'll definitely play it soft, to say the least, and we'll see if the sweepers can bring it in.
At this point, the weight looks pretty good, but it might, right at the end, it's going to over curl.
She is turning.
So the
which leaves McMillian still shot.
Darcy won't be too pleased with that end result, but in this case, at least it's most often you don't want it behind the tee line, but in this case it eliminates any double on the reds, and probably will leave a potential double on 2 yellows in order to get the 2, which at the outset of the end, I think that would have been Darcy's hope, as 2 would be just fine. 3, of course, was going to be better. So she should have an opportunity to score her deuce. Kayla's shot is headed down the ice. I think she's definitely removing the red, but depends whether she takes her own. So it's only going to be the leaving the open hit for Darcy Robertson to hit and stick for 2 and be 1 down coming home. So we only have 1 game left on the ice. That's Freeman game playing against Kim from Korea. The way I read the scoreboard here, it's 2-2 coming home. with Kim having last rock. Oh, they put up a score of some kind. I'll just have to see what it is. Yeah, it was blank end, so Kim has the last rock, tied 2-2 coming home. Darcy's rock is on the way. It looks like it's not going to be narrow. They're going to have to... I think it's going to be fine. So she hits and sticks for her 2. So it'll be a 1 point difference with Robertson having to steal. We'll be back after the commercials.
Hello, I'm Nathan Friesen, and Super Thrifty is proud to sponsor the Dekalb SuperSpiel in Morris.
Come and discover the warmth and hospitality of Morris, home of the thrilling Morris Stampede. Nestled as the central hub on Highway 75, Morris is more than a town. It's a thriving nexus of business and community, with new industrial opportunities ready to break ground. Join us and make Morris your next investment.
Okay, so we're back on, and Robertson scored 2 on the last end. 1 down coming home, and asked her lead to put the rock in front of the house, of course, and ideally with the no-tick zone, get it onto the center line. And Lippens was very successful making it, slitting the center line perfectly, so that rock cannot be removed until technically what is referred to as the 6th throw-in rock of the end. So 5 rock, 3 guard zone. And now Laurentine is throwing her first stone of the end, and I think Kayla Zacharias has asked for it to come into the house. And
they're pretty quick there out on the throwaway. Like they already kind of knew where they were going and they knew how to follow.
Yeah, they don't wait very long to call the shots. I shouldn't say this, I hope he's not listening. A good buddy of mine tends to take quite a while to call his shots. Not the one that was my broadcast partner earlier today.
But your other cohort that's playing with you this weekend?
Another one who does not do any stick curling like I do. We often tease him about how long it takes him to play a game. But these ones, these higher level teams are all ready to shoot as soon as it's their turn, they're ready to go.
You kind of have, as a team, generally everybody has a similar strategy. And then when it gets down to the stress shots, that's when everybody defines themselves as a team or a player or a skip, right? And we're going to find out, I guess, soon if Robertson's going to play aggressive, trying to get that steal back. And
she's got to. She would have liked that one to have also been touching the center line. But at least with those 2 rocks up front, and this one being behind the tee line. And it doesn't matter what level of curling we do, rocks behind the tee line are generally not, at this stage of the end, not too helpful.
No, even when I'm playing too, generally we're especially when we're behind, we want to play guards.
Yeah.
Especially with that 5 guard rule, right? You want to use that to your advantage as much as you can.
Gotta have rocks in front or top house.
Now that being said, this setup isn't horrible either.
No.
It's not easy to get in there to play that. It's forcing Robertson to kind of go in there for the draw.
Yeah, so and McMillian being the experience that she's had, I'm sure the first opportunity that she's going to have to hit the front red guards, she's going to go after that. So this is your one shot to get into the house and frozen. And then, and this should definitely make it to the house.
Sweeper's on it to try to bring it in. Just a bit soft, it looks like, eh?
Yeah, there McMillian is going to try and clean it all up. So this is the 6th throw on the rock at the end. Start to throw the hits. This looks like a well-thrown stone. This probably is going to remove 2 rocks.
Definitely opened it up.
And it changes the turn. The intern draw is not going to be there anymore. So Darcy will look to put another one on the center line. So with 5 draws today, that makes a long day for the ice makers and all the other the volunteers that are required to be here all day. Someone like myself coming for 6 hours, it's long enough for me.
It is. I tried to pop in as often as I could, understanding that the volunteers have already had their long days.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, it's the sea of yellow that keeps this event going. So without them,
yeah, that's right.
But definitely between Matt Renke and Scott over there, we wouldn't have the world-class ice that we have every single year, back to back to back.
What I'm observing is the ice is very consistent and reliable. There was a couple of ends earlier that a couple of draws didn't seem to run as smooth as they should have, but by and large, I think all the curlers will give you positive feedback on the quality of the ice.
Well, they fired off that guard on the center top there, but left another guard there regardless. So kind of stuck in the same situation.
I think they have to do something now with one of these ones. So this Robertson is looking to tap it back a little bit, and I think that that's the right call. A different level of curling, like what we've been watching on TV most of the week with high-level teams going after getting to the Olympics. They might wait a shot or two before trying to move that back. But I kind of think for...
Well, and you play to your team, right? You play to your players, you play to your team.
Take advantage of the strengths that each player has. And this one coming down the ice by Rhonda Barnes is looking really quite good. This spot on the ice here where this path, if they're top 4-foot, it really curls in hard at the end. But if you're back 4-foot, back 8 like that, it just doesn't quite, it won't take that bend. So that's the only finicky part about this particular sheet, I think, is when you're coming into the home end with top 4-foot weight versus back 4-foot weight.
And you notice too on most of the sheets, when you're inside 2 feet from the edge, you'll have a lot more curl.
Oh yeah.
If you fall outside that 2 feet edge, it's going to hang out on the outside for quite a long time.
Yeah.
But again, just like I talked to Zach Norris, the boy there, the player that figures out the ice first is usually the player that wins.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter which ice,
Doesn't
which
matter.
rink,
Yeah.
no matter where you're playing.
Yeah, once you get confidence in the ice. I had my buddy Resby, who I said I wouldn't talk much about in this broadcast a couple of weeks ago. We were in a Bonspiel and playing one particular game, and after 2 ends, my conclusion that I shared with the opponent was, I said, Resby and I are curling in another world. It's just not the right world. We were making everything the way we thought we should and getting no result. We just weren't reading the ice, and we got together after the second end, so we're not trusting what we're seeing. So we had to have a little self-talk. But you're absolutely right. Confidence in the ice and just knowing what the players can do. I usually don't often resort to the statement, trust the ice, but that one game a couple weeks ago I said, let's just trust the ice.
Trust the ice.
And once we got that into our heads, we started to curl better. Anyway, back to our game here, and this is now set up after a couple of shots where Robertson clearly has an opportunity to get one frozen on the button.
It's looking like it's coming in good. She's got to cut it just because it's coming in a little bit hot.
We're trying to make it curl, but
it's got to just get past there. I can't say that tick was horrible.
Oh, it's not exactly what they wanted, but really it's not that bad.
You're going back to that story you were saying there. It reminds me of going to play in Manitou. We went and played in Manitou there for a big Bonspiel, and I swear we could have thrown 3 sheets of ice off of ours, and we still would have made it to the house. But those guys knew that ice.
Knew the ice, yeah. Well, that opens it up. I was
not necessarily a shot I would have played either. That's a confident shot to play up.
I wasn't sure that was what she was calling. I thought she was still coming down to take this one out on the forefoot. But that turned out. I guess we did some distracted announcing here for a minute. We'll watch what's happening here for the last couple of shots. So that's. Could be very interesting as the last few shots come down. This was quite intentional to be short of the house.
More or less where they wanted it. Maybe a little bit more on the outside there, but
first one I saw Darcy call that shot, I was sure she was planning to come into the house, but they didn't seem to be worried in terms of the brushing, so I think, I'm not saying she changed her mind, I'm just thinking I misread what I thought she was calling. So almost no matter what, she should have those that one yellow one to freeze to their last shot. So McMillian is getting last couple seconds in her pre-shot routine. Just making sure that she's focused on the target at this end. No doubt she's going to make contact and roll out.
You definitely opened it up.
So a perfectly positioned rock here would be probably, if you got a third of the rock on the top part of the button almost touching the pinhole itself, would be pretty good.
And what do you think the play is here, Norm? Do you think
I
they're going for what it is?
I think the top part of the button, you can be...
Do you go a little on the outside?
Yeah,
or?
A little on the outside. Not there. I shouldn't say that like that. Thinking right where Barnes is holding her broom.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Don't want the pocket. If you put it over, my concern is if you put it over to the right-hand side of that button at all, then the outside, Darcy, Caleb McMillian can come off her own, off the red one. So to me, you have to somehow almost try and protect the inside of the red one that's there. So right where the broom is right now.
The hardest double to make.
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to make them do.
Yeah, exactly. She's taken a bit more ice than before, so I think Darcy knows that if she's got the right weight, it'll curl in real hard at the end.
How would a freeze go up on top of...
on top of the red?
Yeah, Robertson's. Like if you froze on the inside a little bit and kept them from... I mean, you got your rock staying there. Stays above the button. But then I guess then you got the full takeout then, just in case.
If you're anything back of the actual button itself, then they don't have to move it very far to
get that point.
So you gotta just a little bit in front so that the temptation is there to play a big weight double. This seems a bit heavier than most. She's added a little bit. It's slowing down.
Slowing down.
It's got enough weight on its own. No. Well, that's pretty good. Unfortunately for Robertson, had that being, she being another inch or so to the center line, then I think this one isn't going to go. If she hits it on the nose, will the top red go across top of the face of the yellow and out?
And that bit of sweeping at the end there, I don't know. I might have called them off a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I think. A little shorter would have been better.
But maybe they thought that it was going to die a little sooner. So,
looking at it, it might just go right onto the yellow. We're going to find out here in about 9 seconds or so from now. She might be hitting it the other way. She's hitting it on the inside, so I think she's got it. Hard to say. We can't tell from here. We'll see what the monitor suggests.
Nobody's kicked out a stone yet.
I think they're indicating...
Looking like they're saying to go for a measure.
I think they're indicating, well, if I'm yellow, I'm biased, and I'll pick yellow. If I'm red, I'm biased. I'll pick red.
We have our team from Big Day Media kind of zooming in for us to help out.
Don't know if we got if there's an overhead of this or not. We're waiting for a measure to see whether this goes in an extra end.
And I'll tell you.
From the backside, this is not the place to make any judgment. But
I mean, it's red at this point from here. And I'll tell you what I tell
here's
them.
the
Oh,
overhead.
there we go.
I would go with yellow after seeing it from this side.
Probably.
And they're about to measure, so hopefully we can watch this measure.
But I'll go from what I tell the boys is that the rings are never center.
They're never 100%.
They're never center, so it's always a good point to measure
Always
just
measure.
in case.
Yeah, always good to measure.
Even with our world-class ice makers and our world-class ice,
there's always some variation.
An eighth of an inch makes a difference.
Oh yeah, goodness. I think it's yellow.
You're shaking.
I think we have just seen that Kayla McMillian and her team won the game and they advance, and Darcy Robertson will move to, I think, the B event. And I just want to say thank you to all the viewing audience. Thanks to Matt for joining me here. I've enjoyed broadcasting these the 3 o'clock and 12 noon game. So on behalf of the Morris Curling Club, Dekalb SuperSpiel, thank you to all the listening audience, viewing audience, and have a good evening.
Welcome to the 15th annual Dekalb SuperSpiel. We are super excited to be hosting this great event again. The Morris Curling Club is also the home of the Cargill Curling Training Center. It is our 5th year of year-round operation. We are the only 12-month training facility in Canada, and we're excited to invite you to join us anytime you want to come this way. We are also the National Training Center for the Canadian Deaf Sport Association of Canada. We invite you to visit our website, curlingtraining.ca, or you can give us a call at 204-746-2271, and we'd love to show you a good time.
At Dekalb, we're not holding back. We're gonna be your #1 canola seed. Just watch us. Dekalb, challenge the status quo.
Buying or selling a home shouldn't feel like slipping on the ice. The mother-daughter real estate team of DuMark Hancock brings the skills and experience learned from the curling button straight to the front door. With local expertise and award-winning results, they guide clients through every step of the process. For a free consultation, call 204-996-6600 today. They are proud supporters of the Morris Curling Club, celebrating teamwork, strategy, and community spirit. Together, this team helps families hurry hard to the finish line and make every move stress-free from end to end.
I want to thank you for not betting with Play Now and choosing my offshore gambling site instead. Because when you place a bet with me, I make money. Lots of money. Sure, sometimes you win a bet, but that doesn't mean I'm going to pay you. Well, not right away anyway. I mean, seriously, why would I do that? Money! So please, keep betting with me and not Play Now.
Play on Play Now instead. Manitoba's local, safe, and secure gambling site.
New at Asham, load up and go with our redesigned curling broom bag on wheels. This bag's all-terrain heavy-duty wheels glide with ease. Its solid construction is durable and fits all your curling gear. Check out our website at asham.com.
At Access Credit Union, we are dedicated to demonstrating leadership and commitment within the communities we serve. We love to connect with our members and partner up with local communities. We are a passionate organization that believes in investing in our communities for a sustainable future. Whether we are serving pancakes on a festival weekend or watching a movie under the stars with friends and neighbors, we know these are the interactions that matter. Access Credit Union, where you need us to be, in your community.
Asham Curling Supplies.
Superior fit, comfort, and performance. Asham curling shoes are the best we've ever used.
Hi folks, I'm Arnold Asham, and our product is always satisfaction guaranteed or your money back.
Asham Curling Supplies. Online, in-store, and at the club.
Hello, I'm Nathan Friesen, and Super Thrifty is proud to sponsor the Dekalb SuperSpiel in Morris.
Come and discover the warmth and hospitality of Morris, home of the thrilling Morris Stampede. Nestled as the central hub on Highway 75, Morris is more than a town. It's a thriving nexus of business and community, with new industrial opportunities ready to break ground. Join us and make Morris your next investment.